Aloha everybody, Kaiwaza with you. Welcome back to the channel and to our continuing video series going through my Hawaiian record collection one record at a time, and we are going to finish up the letter A today. We're on the South Pacific records that begin with the letter A, and then that's going to complete letter A. But first, I do have an update on some vinyl purchases on letters that we've already covered. So let's look at those records that we've already looked at. This is a record, this is a compilation album of South Pacific music primarily. I've never seen this record before, so I was a little surprised. I found it at a record shop recently, and I don't ever recall seeing it anywhere. It's called Festival of the South Seas on Viking Records, which is out of New Zealand. And it's by a bunch of different artists who were all performing live, it does say here, at the, recorded in the Auckland Town Hall on June 22nd, 1961, at a concert sponsored by these different people. So, and they are Eddie Lund, Daphne Walker, Bill Savesi, the Pacific Teenagers, the Samoan Surf Riders, and members of the Tahiti Nui Club. And they are also pictured on the back cover here.
Keahi, you're an angel from afar, Keahi. Do you tumble from a star, Keahi?
And it's on Viking. As we said, and yeah, it's an okay record. It's not my favorite, whatever. I like hearing from Daphne Walker, and she performs the Hawaiian songs on here. But you know, Daphne Walker is from New Zealand. I think she's Samoan, New Zealand, whatever, and messes up on the Hawaiian lyrics in some of these songs a lot. So you're kind of like, is that really who's representing Hawaii? But okay. But, you know, I do like her voice. Another record that I got recently, I very seldom get a record for the cover art. I mean, very rarely. And this record I did just buy recently, pretty much for that reason, because I thought I had everything on it already. It's a compilation from guitarists Peter Posa, Bill Wolfgram, Trevor Edmondson. They're not performing together, they're separate songs of theirs. And I have Peter Posa's record, The Beat of Polynesia. He's a guitarist, not steel guitarist, just regular Spanish guitar. And I have this record by him. And Bill Wolfgram and Trevor Edmondson, the other songs, I thought I already had the songs that are listed on the contents by them. So I just got it for the cover art, really, which I really love. It's called South Seas Guitars. But as it turns out, all of the Peter Posa songs, which is a majority except for one, all of the Peter Posa songs are not, even though they're the same titles, they're different versions that's on this record, and they're kind of groovier, funkier versions, and so ended up I did get some interesting music from it. Yeah, love it, right? Now this album, I have a lot of, many albums by Wout Steenhuis, and I never picked this one up. I see it every so often, but I never picked it up because I already thought I had everything on it. I mean, it's all like the standard Hawaiian wedding song and Drifting and Dreaming and Hawaiian War Chant and whatever, and I have all those songs by Wout Steenhuis, so I thought, you know, I've got all this stuff. It's just, this is just some like thing they put together of previous releases. But recently I saw it kind of cheap, and I wrote down to get it because I realized there were 3 songs that I didn't have that were on this album. Halekulani, Taboo, and Malakini Hula. A couple of those I thought were going to be, Wout Steenhuis originals, and I love his music. So the truth is, for those 3 songs, I said, okay, I'm going to get this record because I want those 3 songs. And then once I got the album, it turns out it's not a compilation of his previous stuff. This was recorded in 1986, and it says it's a compilation right on it, but it isn't. These were all originally recorded for this album. They're different versions than what are on his other albums, and they're all the same ensemble with like a wordless female chorus and different arrangements. So again, as it turns out, I'm really happy I got it because it turned out to be new stuff. So yeah, more Wout Steenhuis and the Kon-Tikis. I'm sorry, you might be hearing some little kid that's next door. I don't know, for some reason is deciding they're on American Idol and they start singing and rapping and whatever. I don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, I don't know. This is a Tahitian album as an update. Emma Terangi, who is a member of the famous Terangi family group of Tahiti. And this is a solo album by her on Tumuri Records, Patrimoine. Just a nice record. She has a nice voice, and I kind of like the arrangements. Has an interesting version of Pikake by Andy Cummings, which is called Pitate on here. And also, I can't remember which one it is now because it has a Tahitian name, but she does a version of I'll Remember You by Kui Lee in Tahitian, which is very nice. So, nice album.
Naroto itana maupe e oto tana ukulele.
Okay, on now to that's it for the updates. That's the new stuff I've got. Now on finishing up with the letter A, South Pacific Records. This is a group of Samoan people, although the album was recorded in Hawaii. It's called Ava. I'll just say there's one song I really do like on here called Say Oriana, My Flower. Beautiful song. Here's a record. A friend of mine whose husband was stationed in Europe in the military sent me this record while she was living in Belgium, and it's like an Indonesian type record that is it's kind of interesting. I don't know. Andres, Rame with Andres. I think Rame is the song. Really funny. I mean, this guy is obviously, I guess, like a Hapa, Indonesian Dutch or something, and is a singer of, Indonesian songs. But the pictures of this stuff, it's kind of funny. And his versions, I'm familiar with some of these songs, but his versions are very, mod sort of also. From 1980. Here's an album, compilation album, Action Samoa, by the Samoan Surf Riders and also by the Gray Sisters. It's on Viking Records, and something nice that Viking did on a lot of their Polynesian albums is they put English translations of all the song titles, so at least you had some idea what they were singing about. That was thoughtful. Just a lot of Viking records on South Pacific music. And then finally, for the letter A and South Pacific Records, it's an album from Tahiti on Monowiti Records. I'm not sure if there's a date on this, but this is, oh yeah, 1980 is the date on the album. Well, and it's called 1980 if I'd have just looked at the title. 1980, I guess, anniversary of the Marquesa Islands and Tahiti authentic folklore. One side of this album are songs from the Marquesas performed by a group called Auna Anitau, and then the other side are songs from Tahiti and Moorea performed by different festival groups. And it's Monowiti Records. Okay, so that's that. That's the letter A. We are done. So we're going to draw and see from the book I'm reading what letter we will do next. I have my handy list here yet. Getting low, we are getting a lot of letters covered, so let's see where we go next. The book I'm reading now, Kikakila, How to Play the Hawaiian Steel Guitar. John Troutman, I'm not that far into an interesting book, but I do hate when somebody has a political agenda and they really write everything into that as a history book. Like, there's so much in here so far about the overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy and, you know, the missionary influence and all these things that were bad for, supposedly bad, well, they were bad, I mean, for Native Hawaiians. I agree with his politics, but I just don't like, I don't like when you know, he's kind of saying that the steel guitar is essentially catapulted to popularity amongst Hawaiian people as like a political statement against the overthrow and what was going on, and I'm just like, I don't think so, but whatever. So let's see what letter we will go to. R, letter R in university. Okay. Next one, we go to the letter R. So just a reminder, if you're interested, I do have a couple of other things going on. If you want to hear full music from this record collection, I have an online radio station called Hawaiian Hi-Fi. That is on live365.com. Only broadcast in the United States, but it's 24/7. Then I also have a collection of curated playlists on Hawaiian Leisure Hour, which is on 8tracks.com. 8tracks.com, like the old 8-tracks tapes. Just go there, go to Hawaiian Leisure Hour, and I have a lot of playlists of selections from this record collection. Losing my voice, need some more coffee. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.